Together, God bless you. I love you. Have your seat. It is time for the keys to life. And when I say it's time for the keys to life, you say, wow, 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 and wow. When I say it's time for the keys to life, you say, even worse. Come on, somebody. Come on. It's time for the keys to life, you say. Oh my goodness. Come on, y'all. Come on, don't lose me. Don't lose me. Please pardon my sitting. 5 days off of surgery, and I'm trying to be as wise as possible because preference is to stand. Number one, time with discipline will produce excellence. Time with discipline will produce excellence. One of the things that I think is very difficult for most people is to continue to do or present excellence every day in every way and everything they do. It's like, oh my goodness, it's confusing. It's not possible. It is possible. It is. If you ever see anyone that has done anything that was worthwhile, and then they did something else and it was amazing, and then they did something else and it was amazing, and they go down in the history books of doing amazing things, it's because they were always working at it. One of the people that I find very amazing to me, that is someone I look up to, is Paul Robeson. And because they called him a Renaissance man, because he spoke so many languages, and he was athletic, and he was smart, and he had so many different things that he could do, but he did not get those things, and he just was like, this is what I can do from birth. No. Whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to accomplish, you still have time to do that. And if you want to be good at it, you just have to put what? The time in. You don't become good at relationships without the time in. You don't become good at finances without the time in. You don't become good at business without the time in. But you need also discipline. Work discipline like you love discipline. Don't work discipline like discipline is necessary. Like, oh my goodness, I gotta do it. No, I get to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to achieve. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to get to this level. Every day, I'm going to rise up. Every day, I'm going to be better than the last time. When you believe in you, you get other people to believe in you. When you stop doing it, people stop believing in it. It doesn't mean they don't believe you can do it. It just means that they don't have the energy to put in to someone that's not putting in energy. So sometimes the people that you're looking to sponsor you can't sponsor you because you're not doing anything to show that you want to be what? Sponsored. That's why if you ever run into people that have to do, I forgot what it's called, there's people that are willing to give money to specific things, but you have to fill out the paperwork. You got to fill out all this other stuff, write a paper and do the finances. It's just, I forgot the name of it, and it didn't come to me. But you have to go through all this process so you can receive what it is. If you don't go through the process, you don't receive. One of the things I do with my children is I say, what do you want to do? They say, Daddy, I want to do this. I say, well, start. I throw a couple of things at them and see what they do with it. They work at it. Okay. Well, here you go. You work at it some more. Here you go. You work at it some more. Here you go. You start working at it. I'll stop. Because if I show you that now, you'll find out easier and faster that when you go outside in the world, nobody's handing anything out. You've got to know that if the light goes out here, if the light goes out here, it don't matter what you got out. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. You have to keep the light burning inside of you. The light burning for the relationship, the light burning for the finance, the light burning for the music or whatever it is that you choose to do. Whatever you want to do, you got to run that. You got to run it during the day. You got to run that during the night. You got to run it all the time. Why? Because when you stop, that's when everyone else stops. Whose dream is it? Yours. Whose life is it? Yours. Who wants to do it? You. Who's got to prove it? You. You got to prove it. Day in, day out. You want to prove that you, oh, I love you, prove it. Words don't mean nothing. Words only mean what you've actually proven. What did I say to you? I always say to you, you are where your words and your actions meet up. You are where your words and your actions meet up. If they don't meet up until you get to at 30%, that's what you're at 30% with that situation. And they meet up at 100%, then you're at 100% in that situation. But if you talk at 100% and you work at 30%, you only 30%. Because your words don't add up to your actions. The reason God is who he is because when he said, try me in the Old Testament, he also said, try me in the New Testament. What is he saying? I dare you. Because my words always meet up with my actions. So discipline, I create whatever even God checks his stuff. Nobody, y'all don't check y'all stuff. God said, boom, let there be light. Let this happen, let that happen, let this. And the verse after, sentence after, and he saw that it was good. Why would he have to do that if he's God? He's still teaching you in the beginning. You need to see your product and say, is it good? Maybe if I moved it to the left, it's not centered right. I didn't say it right. I said the right words, but I didn't say it how I wanted to say it. Let me bring it back, turn it around, and shoot it right back out my mouth. And I want to say it this way, because I want you to see it this way. I want you to hear it this way. I want to sing it this way. You got to be your worst critic, and you need to be able to express yourself in whatever it is you want to express yourself. And the reason that most people don't believe in you is because you don't believe in yourself. You say it, but your words don't equal your actions, because if you say it, why aren't you doing what it takes to look like what you said? The only thing that makes you better is consistency and good form. Doing it over and over and over and over and over. I'm gonna go after another child. One of the things that keeps me filtering through and giving to Kirsten is no matter whether she cry, sleepy, tired, got a bad attitude, she gonna keep on baking. She gonna bake with a bad attitude, she gonna cry and bake, she gonna be it's still gonna keep baking. I say go to the bathroom, get yourself together, but she gonna keep baking. But when you give up, well, all right, then let's stop with this. We can stop the whole train. I can't work with, I got my own dreams. I'll tell you, if you're 75, you should still have something you're trying to do. As long as you're breathing it in, you should. So if I'm at 99, if God allows, at 99, I'm still going to be doing something. So if you call me, my grandchild, great-grandchild, call me and be like, I want to do this, I want to see it, because I still got other stuff to do. So don't waste my time. Don't waste it. Don't do it. Prove it. Wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and say, prove it. You love that person? Prove it. You want more money? Prove it. You want to be better at something? Prove it. Number 2, sometimes it only takes one time to lose. Here's something that people just don't really say, because it kind of hurts feelings. It kind of brings on depression if you allow it. It kind of puts you in a bad state. But here's the thing about it. You do sometimes only get one chance. It's like one first impression. Here's the key. Don't let your failure one time be every time. I failed at some things growing up. What I did was I fixed it so that I don't fail again. The reason I know the languages that I know came off of a failure. And it wasn't really a failure, it was just a personal opinion when I went to an interview. But I said, you won't catch me slipping. I need to be special in some type of way about the specific thing that I went to the interview about. And so I found something that was my niche, and I flew and I sat and I worked, and that's why I speak in the amount of languages that I speak. That's why I work in the thing that I do. That's why I'm trying to be. And then I said, God, where are you in it? So now I speak about God in it, in those different languages. I bring God in it. What am I trying to get you to understand? You can fail and miss. The money, gone. You can fail and miss. Relationship, gone. You can fail and miss. Opportunity, gone. You got yourself, you thought you was going to be, you thought you really play well. You went to the interview. They said, can you play this song? Accompany me in this, accompany me that. And they said, you're really just not as talented as we might have thought you were, blah, 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 blah. And you walk away. What do? You work harder. You go home and you play more. You go home and you bake more. You go home and you sing more. You go home and you work on your marketing. You work on your relationship. You work on being more humble. You work on being less selfish. You work on being less emotional. You work on it. Why? Because yes, you might have lost one time. Make sure you don't lose again. It's hard for me to tell you, but yes, there are sometimes just one time you lost, boom, it's over. That door is closed. You weren't ready. But that's just that time. Make sure you tell God, next time, I'm going to be ready. And then you work every day to be ready. You lost on a relationship? I'm sorry, but be ready the next. You lost on the money? I'm sorry, but be ready. You lost on the situation? Be ready the next time. Sometimes they just wasn't you weren't their cup of tea, they weren't your cup of tea. Get it. But be ready. Be the person to know that you walked away from it, not they walked away from it. Number 3, your work right now lives in the future. And I don't think everybody understands that. You work on your relationship on Monday, and you've been humble all day Monday. Don't expect Tuesday for somebody to be like, man, you sure are humble. Come on, seriously? What you're working on has to produce fruit at harvest time. That's why the Bible says give 7, give 8, because you don't know when the harvest is going to come. What it means is if you're constantly giving, if you're constantly sowing in each season, you'll always be reaping, but you don't get to know when that seed has been watered enough, when the seed has opened up, when it's gone down into the ground, and then when it rises up, because every seed is different. Some seed, if you know anything about seeds, they all grow differently. Some have to go down for years before they go up in months. Some go down very quickly and rise up very quickly. What you have to understand is some of the things you're doing right now, stop like, tomorrow. Cleo loves to go to the gym, and then she likes to come back and say, hey, you see something different? I'm saying, for I don't know how many years, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's just not. She said, I see something different. I said, good for you. I'm glad. It didn't. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people just believe that, boom, it doesn't work that way. I don't care what genes you got. It just doesn't work that way. He was born like that. That's what you said. My point is that you have to actually put in some work. So the issue that you're working on, that you want God to fix, don't work on the issue for 1 week and be like, God, I don't know what's going on, but I've been working all week. Right? God, I've been practicing all week. God, I've been working and singing all week. 1 week does not do it. Trust me. You've got to put in time. Why? Because here's the key. You probably hurt the person for longer than you've ever helped the person. You've probably berated the person longer than you've ever lifted them up. You've probably spent more money than you've ever saved. You've probably wasted more time than you ever did doing work. So how? Why? Why? Because you stopped drinking for 3 days. You was like, I should be doing just great. No, that's not how that works. You still need to flush. You still need to drink more water. You still think differently. The reason I'm sitting is because wisdom finally hit me in the head and said, listen, you 5 days off, stop playing. Stop. Come on. Don't expect to be Superman. I do. Deep down inside, secret, I do think I'm Superman in some way, shape, or form. I can do it all. I can't. I really can't. But 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you, I don't need you, I don't really care, and I'll do this whole thing myself. Don't listen, just stay humble. Anyway, my point to you is, like, you have to gain a certain point where you decide that I know the work I'm doing right now, I might not see grow for a few months. That's why you start and you don't stop. You will have bad days, you will have horrible days, but if you don't stop, it will get good. There are days I could not tell you how to translate from one word to the other. And then there are other days where I could speak the whole day in that language. You have good days and you have bad days. But don't stop learning. Don't stop growing. Don't stop loving. Don't stop saving. Don't stop working out. Don't stop. Keep going, and the harvest will come. And those are the keys to life.